What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and it's been a while since I have done a pickups video. Alright, so yeah, like I said, it's been a while. I think, judging by what I've got here, yeah, I've been, like, normally when I get new gaming pickups and stuff, I'll set it aside before I actually add it to the collection officially, simply because I want to make a video like this, and I have just had a pile just piling up for the past several months, and I just haven't had the time to do an actual pickups video, because I've been doing other stuff. But I figure before it gets way out of control, I may as well just do this and knock it out. I'm going to try and speed through these as quick as possible, even though I know I tend to drone on a bit at times. So fingers crossed we can get through this in a timely manner on some level. So we'll just dive right into it. First off, I want to talk about a couple of video game specific stuff, but they are gaming related. One is a mug. It says Friends of the Forest on it. That might be familiar to some of you. If you know who Forrest Minish or Rebecca Stone are. She is one of the writers for Twinfinite, and she's part of does the Nintendo Shack podcast. Really, pretty much one of the only Nintendo podcasts that I listen to and try to catch every single episode. Other ones I'm okay with missing it, but they just always have so much fun when they're talking on there, so I'm a big fan of that. And I watch her on Twitch sometimes, and I entered in a drawing, a monthly drawing that she does, and I happen to win this mug, so thank you, Rebecca. That's amazing. I love it. And there's actually a picture on my Twitter, if you go back a couple of months, of Locke kind of sniffing it and looking at it, so my cat approves as well. So thank you very much. Go check out her Twitter, her Twitch, all that stuff, Nintendo Shack podcast, because it's all good stuff. I also want to. I had to get this. I mean, I had to. I don't buy amiibos very often, but whenever there's one that comes along that feeds into my nostalgia or is Final Fantasy related, I just have to have it. The one that I had been waiting on for so long was the one that Adrian recently got me. That's not going to be here because we talked about that on Pixel Perspective. He got me the Advent Children Cloud, which I have been wanting for a long time. So thank you so much, Adrian. Really, really appreciate that. But this just recently came out, and that is the Sephiroth one. I have my other regular Cloud one out of the box. I might take this one out, just because I don't plan on selling these ever. I really just genuinely like them and like how they look on the shelf. Like I said, it's very rare that I buy this stuff. So it's, I really just, I had to have it. It's freaking Sephiroth. And as big of a Final Fantasy fan as I am, come on, I couldn't say no to that. So super excited to have that for sure. So we'll go into Switch games first. And you'll see some of these have been out for a while. And if you follow me on Twitter or you're on Discord and stuff, you know that I've finished a few of these. So, yeah, let's just hop in. So first up, Dragon Quest Treasures. I have not played it yet. I popped it in and I played for a few minutes when I was trying to decide what to play next after I finished, I think it was Horizon Forbidden West. And I just wasn't ready for another, action game at the time, so I shelved it, and I do plan on coming back to it because I've heard if you're a Dragon Quest fan, this is a lot of fun. Even if you're not a big Dragon Quest fan, this is still a pretty neat game. So definitely excited to give that a shot at some point. Some of these are also, again, back as far as you can think, Black Friday stuff. So like Cyber Monday, Amazon deals, and everything like that. If I saw something that was cheap, I just snagged it because it's a game that I've had my eye on, or a game that I wanted to try, or a game that was just so cheap I couldn't pass up because I'd heard good things about it. And one that I've been wanting for a while and I didn't get back when it first came out, when it was full price, and that is Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. I've been wanting to play the Bowser's Fury game. I've played through Mario 3D World. I didn't really want to pay full price for a game just to do the Bowser's Fury part. I've heard some people say that it's worth it for that alone, but I just didn't want to, especially because I knew I wasn't going to get to it for a while anyways. But I saw it got discounted, so I snagged it right away when I saw it, so happy to have that. The Wonder Boy collection on Nintendo Switch. It comes with Wonder Boy Monsterland, Wonder Boy Monster World, and Monster World 4. I have not played very much Wonder Boy. I think I may have dabbled a little bit, but not a lot. I hear Happy Console Gamer talking about all the time, and I definitely I saw the collection for super cheap. I love the art style. It's such a cool cover. So I'm really, really excited to have this and give it a shot at some point. Rune Factory 5. I think this is the third Rune Factory game that I've bought and haven't played. I see them and I want to try them. I haven't dived in yet. So, but again, these get discounted all the time. So I was like, I'm going to snag it because why not? So yeah, Rune Factory 5. Happy to have that. Maybe that'll be the one I finally start with. Another one that I saw was super cheap. Don't know anything about it, but this is one of the ones that I was like, hey, it's super cheap. I'll give it a shot. And that is Color X Malice, Color Cross Malice, something like that. I don't know. It looks like a visual novel type game, but the art style looks super cool and it looks kind of dark. I'm just really curious about it, and it was really, really cheap. It actually took a long time to come in. I'm guessing just because, I don't know, maybe where it came from or what like that, but it was just super cheap. I didn't plan on playing it right away, so I was fine with the wait time. But excited to give it a shot at some point. Another one, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, as many of you know. So I picked up Dragon Ball The Breakers physical edition. This is one of those Friday the 13th type games where you got somebody who's a bad guy and a team of good guys trying to survive and not get caught by the bad guy before the time runs out. So I definitely want to try this at some point. Has anybody played this? Because I really want to know if it's any good. I love Dragon Ball games and Dragon Ball in general, so I couldn't say no when I saw this for the price that it was. Alright, again, so going back to how long it's been, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Double Pack, I got this on release. But I played through Scarlet, and I freaking loved it. Adrian and I have talked about this quite a bit on Pixel Perspective, so go listen to the show if you want to hear more thoughts about the game that I had for it. I really, really enjoyed the hell out of it. I love the direction they're taking this with the open world style and kind of being able to forge your own path rather than just being on this set thing. It's great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Graphics, obviously there's some issues there. Whole conversation to be had on that. But as far as just the fun factor, I had a good time with it. Next up is a game I've been waiting for a while. I have played and beat it on Xbox. I don't know if I'm going to open this, to be honest with you. It is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge from Limited Run, the physical copy, and it comes in a VHS case. I got the Donatello card with it. If anybody wants to trade for Leonardo, let me know, because he's my favorite. But Donatello is my second favorite, so I'm okay with this as well. But yeah, I love the game so much. It's fantastic, and I was really excited to see this come in the mail. And then finally on the Switch, we've also got Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. Just a big box of stuff that I haven't opened yet. There's looks like a plushie and a fabric wall hanging thing. It's just a farming sim. I've never played a Story of Seasons game, but again, it's like Rune Factory. I always see them and I'm always like, I want to try it. I want to dive in and give it a shot because I really liked Harvest Moon, when I was younger. And even though the only one I really played religiously was the Game Boy one, which I adore to this day. But I saw this, it was super cheap, and anytime I see a box like this that's super cheap, I'm usually going to snag it. I typically don't go for like collector's editions or special editions nowadays because of the price point, but when they're so cheap and they're cheaper than like the regular game at full price, yeah, why not, you know? Alright, so then we've got a PS2 game that I had heard of but not played. It is a turn-based RPG that I already did not have, and that is Okage Shadow King. I think it looks super interesting, almost like Tim Burton-esque kind of thing. I really don't know much about it, but if you've played this, let me know if it's any good. Overall, it's one of those where I saw... Every now and then I'll see like a turn-based RPG from back in the day that I skipped or hadn't heard of or didn't even know it was a turn-based RPG in this case. So I went ahead and looked up the pricing on it and I was like, oh my gosh, heck yeah. So I went ahead and snagged it and I will definitely be giving that a shot at some point. A few Wii U games. I am moving slowly but surely in the direction of completing my Wii U collection. Trying to get a full run of that, so eventually one day, hopefully, but prices are starting to spike, so I have to watch out. But now that I'm done with my Nintendo Power Collection, because I have a complete run of that, I can focus on this one now, so that is a good thing at least. So first up we've got The Hobbit, Lego. I played this on PS4, really fun game. It's one of the Lego games, it's The Hobbit. Another one is Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know there was a Mario Tennis on the Wii U. I had no idea. So that's kind of neat, and this is more than likely one I will try, because I genuinely enjoy the Mario Tennis games, especially the original on N64. I love it. It's one of my favorite games on the system. So yeah, definitely excited to have that. And then just another one that I saw while I was out. I know nothing about it, and I'm sure that's a good chance I'll probably never play it, but it is part of the Wii U series, so I grabbed it, and that is Monster High 13 Wishes. It's a Wii U game, so and it was really cheap, so I got it. There you go. Alright, so the rest we've got our PS5 games that I picked up. First up, it's a physical copy of Tactics Ogre Reborn. I want to play this so bad. I haven't had the chance to yet, but I really, really want to. Adrian is speaking its praises constantly, and I have seen a lot of good things about it online from other people, so definitely excited to have this in physical form and cannot wait to dive into this at some point. Next up is The Quarry. So I really, really like these kind of games. I played the last one, oh my gosh, I forget the name, but I will put it right here. That one. Played it with my cousin. Actually, he really likes them, so whenever I buy these, I have him come over, and he plays through it, and I just kind of watch, and I let him do the decisions and everything like that, and it's always fun, and he loves it, so it's a good time, so I definitely can't wait to check out The Quarry at some point. I know it's been played through to death online. I haven't watched too much of it, because those games are stuff you don't really want spoiled for you, because you want to go in making your own decisions, because in my opinion you're going to have the best experience that way. Next is a game that I have already played and platinumed on PS5, and that is Horizon Forbidden West. Finally got to it at the end of I think November, at the end of November. But I've talked about this on Pickle's Perspective. It's a great game if you haven't played the original. If you have, it's more of the same, but it feels a little more tedious, like everything just is more chore-like, if that makes sense. I like the story, I'm not super crazy about the combat in some regards, especially the challenges for the special moves and everything when you go to the different camps. If you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. They make no sense, and they're really hard to execute. You have to do them for the Platinum Trophy, unfortunately. I don't even know how I executed them. I looked at YouTube videos to try and figure it out. But it's a solid game. Is it Game of the Year for me? No. But I'm happy to at least have played it because I like the overall story of Horizon. So, Next up is a game I've been wanting for a while, and the fact that it was discounted really cheap, I snagged it, and I really want to check it out at some point, and that is Kena Bridge of Spirits. I think this game is so pretty looking, and I just cannot wait to dive in at some point because it just looks really, really cool. I don't know a lot about it, other than that it looks pretty, but if you have played this before, let me know if it's any good. Another one, of course, I had to get because Final Fantasy freak. That is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I haven't played it yet because I literally just finished the original Crisis Core for the first time earlier last year, and I was like, I can't dive into this remake that soon. Right after that, I will play it eventually because I wasn't. It was the first game. The original game was good, but I wasn't in love with it. I just wasn't crazy about the combat. I've heard they fix a lot in this game and that it's so much better. So I definitely will try it at some point, but it's not going to be anytime in the very near future. So we'll see. But I'm definitely excited to at least have it. Another game that I have heard so many mixed reviews about, that is Sonic Frontiers. I don't know. It's everybody I ask gives me a different answer on this. I want to try it out. I haven't played a new Sonic game in years. It's all like, I grew up with the old school stuff. That's pretty much what I've stuck to. Sonic Adventure may have been the last like non-2D, side-scrolling Sonic that I played, and I maybe played 10 minutes of that. It's just my cousin owned it on Dreamcast, and I just didn't play it for very long because we had to go somewhere or something. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't have time to play with it. So yeah, excited to have it. I will make up my own mind on that for sure. Let's do this one first. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Again, I've talked about this on Pixel Perspective. It's Star Ocean. It's probably about as good as Integrity and Faithlessness that just came out, or that came out a few years ago. It's fine. Star Ocean hasn't felt epic in a long time. 2 will always be my favorite, and I just don't know that they'll ever capture that magic again. 3 could have been great if it wasn't for the weird plot twist, but the combat in this is good, and like characters are okay, but it's just, again, it just doesn't feel epic like those older games. And when you think of Star Ocean, you're thinking of like a game that crosses sci-fi and fantasy, space exploration with like a planet that has castles and that kind of stuff. It's like, it just sounds like it could be so epic, and it just always seems to fall short, and it's so frustrating. Because I really like the series, but it's more like I like the series potential, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me know if you played Star Ocean: The Divine Force, what you think. Am I crazy? And then finally, last but certainly not least, if you are on our Discord, you will see me gushing constantly about One Piece. I got into the anime last year, around the middle of the year, and I have just been blitzing through it. Those of you that know of One Piece know that it's famous for having 1,100 episodes or however many they're on. I'm currently on like 550 or so, and I freaking love it. It is on its way to topping Dragon Ball for me. I cannot get enough of it. I cannot stop watching it. It's fantastic. I cannot wait to dive into this game, but I want to get a little further in the anime before I do, because I think there are some later references to some of the storylines. So I definitely want to play this. I'm super excited, and I cannot wait to. So yeah. There we go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've played any of these, if I should get to any of these, and I'll pick up video stuff. Appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, keep on gaming.